There's another one that told me, one of my friends that told me.
Yeah.
She wouldn't say
It's warm in there?
so she didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. George was in
Oh,
my
yeah.
The remote's right beside you.
You want to crack it down maybe 64 warm it up and let's stay ahead of the game, not behind.
Somebody goes. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's a case reader.
Just take that off.
The additional packets that were laying there, I laid there. So those are for me.
Yeah, well,
I see Billy looking out there. Billy's looking out there. He's sweating all over.
yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure that you use it. And then you use it after that. So
Yeah, he's gone now, oh, yeah. He's gone. He didn't know that's COVID. Well, he had it, but he was COVID. When the ambulance got to he got a stroke. I understand how it's works. And ambulance got it. It was like, maybe like that 45. They were saying they walk every day. You see them drop.
What's the library still? The library is still late. We just doing the library.
Oh, yeah, it's on.
We will now call to order the June 11, 2025 meeting. We all stand for President I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Guys, can you please silence all cell phones and interruptions? The first on the agenda is the public comment. Just so everybody knows, the public comment portion of the town council meeting affords the members of the public the opportunity to share with the town council questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, and or complaints regarding the town. Anyone interested in addressing the town council will be given 3 minutes to do so. We are extremely interested in hearing from the public. The purpose of the public comment is the council to listen to comments, and the town council is not required to answer questions, provide immediate responses to concerns raised during the public comment. So, is there, let's consider this. Clipboard. The first person is Jim Well. So if anybody wants to speak, goes to the podium and announce the meeting.
Do I start with a website or just start talking?
You can start talking whatever you want.
Wellers.com. Keep that in mind. I would like to ask that you consider moving forward, allowing people that own property in town but don't live in town to have a little vote or say or something like that. I own some properties, but I get to pay the taxes in the water and support things, but I don't have any say. I'd like to at least be able to vote. I also would like to be able to get involved in things. So again, I would ask that at some point you consider figuring out a way to allow other people that might have some input that can help better the town or conversations to be allowed to be more involved. Also, I'd like longer speaking time. It's really hard for somebody that's very nervous and uncomfortable to speak very much in 3 minutes. Also, after Wawa's done, I would like to ask before Wawa's done that you create a moratorium. It was stated at one point without another water tower, that right now we're not ready for any more development. We don't have the capacity. I think Wawa's coming no matter what. I think until we find out where traffic's gonna go that doesn't wanna go by Wawa to get the kids to school or whatever, that we hold up on any other developments on this side of the highway, to just make sure that all the traffic isn't gonna move, and any traffic studies that have already been done might not be accurate a year from now. So I'm asking that you consider allowing Wawa to be built, and then any new developments get a new traffic study that's done after Wawa is done. Also, I would like to see if there's a way that you could reply to anything that people say, other than we just stand up here and talk and everybody just looks good and smiles and all that, but I never have any idea. I know you heard me, but do we ever have the courtesy or a reply to anything that's ever said? I don't have to have it in the 3 minutes, but I would like some type of reply if possible. I want to be helpful. I'd like to be involved. I don't want to start no trouble. I can if you want me to, but I'd rather not. I'd like to just be cordial, helpful, and available in any way you would allow me to be involved. How long did I go?
You got 57 seconds.
Okay, Wellers.com. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
So you give me one more time, you didn't ever use your income.
I know. I got to work on that. Thank you.
The next person is Jim Sheary. Is that a correct last name? I did not know. Gary Sheary, sorry.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. It's Gary Shirey for the people that don't know me. I'm the owner of Bub's Grubs Food Truck. Nice to meet you, Chief Counsel. I had to come and formally introduce myself. The reason why I had to come formally introduce myself is because ordinance paperwork got delivered and pertains to my food truck being on a location where I never even filed paperwork within the town. It was the corrupt things that people don't want to talk about, but I'll be honest about it because God didn't make me perfect. When I was shooting bear, I wasn't a perfect person. When I did Miss Ellen's patio in her yard in the town of Greenwood and didn't have a permit to work in the town of Greenwood, that was okay. When Janet calls me to have my food truck here at the town of Greenwood, it's okay. They can waive fees, then it's okay. Janet's been calling my phone since last year to have my food truck here at Greenwood, but referred to saying she never knew who I was, and then told me on the phone that she did not know who I was. But I have the messages in my phone from Janet saying she adores me in my journey. See, a lot of people adore me because I make sure every community I step in, I'm strong. I don't come with money. I come with character, and I stand tall in every community. Every elementary school I go to, when I feed them kids, not a 501c3 form. It's from my own pocket. See, I don't have a lot of money like some people do, but I got heart. That's why I'm here today, because I got heart, because I can look everybody in their eyes and own where I used to be in life. So the thing is, in communities, you want to bring people together. See, the city of Milford, they love me. I just did an event for the city of Milford. Let me explain. Downtown Milford, where the council was, they didn't really like Bub's Drugs because I speak openly about my past heroin addiction. The fact of the matter is it's impacting our communities faster, not slower. You see what I'm saying? So I openly speak on it because it connects with the community. These kids that are out here dying from these clinics that the states are putting up everywhere. Greenwood is a small town. If anybody follows me on Facebook, your community in Greenwood is asking for Bub's Drugs to come to Greenwood. Bub's Drugs didn't ask to come to Greenwood. I'm fine over Milford. They love me over there. In Milford, I pay a $50 permit fee, vendor license fee for the year. In Dover, it's a little more. It's like $180. In that vendor fee, that's it. It's a flat rate fee. That's what I pay for the year because I come self-sufficient. Gas, propane, everything. I don't come needing anything but a parking spot. big enough for my customer bases that are coming through. They don't come and ask me for a percentage of my income, but me, I like to give back. So if I'm in the city and I do good numbers, I'll donate back to the city. When I'm in Dover, the chief of police will call me from Dover, the chief of the fire department, because I don't come to Dover, I'm in Sussex County. But they call me because I'm a community man. So even though I don't got paperwork for the Dover community, when they need Bub's Drugs, I show up. Because that's what the community needs. They need people that'll show up. They need the younger people that'll show up. Me, I'm gonna show up. Because see, there was a time when I didn't show up for myself. When I was doing them drugs, you know, the drugs that people look down on, you know, because everybody's perfect. I forget everybody was perfect. But me, I'm not perfect. And I own every single score. See, 10 seconds, that's fine. My dad left me, went to jail for murder when I was 6 years old. I didn't have a father to lead me, but I lead myself and every kid that I impact. So I just ask you guys to consider working on these ordinances so we can bring someone like Bob's Drugs to a community like Greenwood. You guys have a blessed evening.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Next, Thomas New.
Nah, I'm good, man. You know what we're talking about.
Okay. Is this Sammy Wiss? That's it?
Unless somebody's out there, I can't see who's out there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Jamie Webb. Oh my goodness. Jamie Webb.
I read it without my glasses.
I saw that. Look at that. Did I look at Sammy Webb?
Sammy.
Right? Can I see that? If there's, am I just going through?
No, like,
Sorry.
I can see it, sorry.
Jamie Webb. I could be Sammy today. I'm Jamie Webb.
Sammy Webb.
I just want to introduce everybody that hasn't already heard about the Beats and Barbecue event at Greenwood Fire Department. We had 2 events, May and June. Next one's going to be July 1st. We have live bands. There's no chicken barbecue, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, bounce house for the kids, tasting. My concern is, I guess my question is, what is the procedure for the town to advertise events? You guys advertise events on your Facebook page for God and everybody, other businesses, other events that go on not only in our town but every other town. And not once has Greenwood Fire Company's event been mentioned. I know for a fact that Woodbridge Little League has asked on the Facebook page for them to advertise our event. And I also know that residents from this town have asked for the event to be advertised. Both requests were ignored and didn't even get a response. So I'm just wondering what the beef is with the fire company and why their events can't be advertised. Nobody has an answer. Who manages the Facebook page?
I do, but I'm not supposed to answer you. But I will get back to you and let you know the answer.
That'd be great. You guys come out, you'll enjoy yourself. It's great for me. And I have flyers, Mr. Mayor. You'd love to hang on.
Yes, I would love to hear you.
This is just my own curiosity. I found out about that call, me and your dad talking about it. Like, is it the normal barbecue like the firehouse has, or is it like sauce?
It's the fire company's chicken roll.
Okay. My own curiosity.
It is.
I think it's in the newsletter out there too, AJ. It says what they have you.
I'm definitely put flyers out there. Richard?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
Okay. And then Catherine Davidson?
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Lauren Cosmo, so I'm actually not from Greenwood, but I have been in law enforcement in Delaware for many years. My name's Catherine Davidson. My late husband and I, who was also law enforcement in the state of Delaware, own Barbie House Kennels. And we are, well, I myself now, I say we because he passed just a year ago. I donated a dog to this department for dual purpose, single purpose, whatever way they want to take her. She can go any direction. I came to represent her. I know there's been a lot of discord as far as this dog goes. She is an amazing dog, and she's free. She was donated. She has a little bit of a history behind her, but it's nothing crazy. She was pulled from a shelter in New York City. I know her breeder. My husband worked her uncle in Newport, and it was one of the top dogs in Delaware. He pulled $1.2 million off the street, and over 90 apprehensions in Newport, Wilmington. I don't know if you guys know that area. But I just came to just kind of talk about her. I didn't know if anybody had any questions about her or not. I know I probably can't ask if you have questions right now, but I would be here if you do have questions afterwards. I think she would be a great benefit to the town. I've donated 15 dogs at this point to law enforcement agencies in Delaware and Maryland and New Jersey. It's a huge passion of mine. It's something that my husband and I both ran into a lot when we were working, that a lot of smaller departments were underfunded and they didn't have the money needed for canine units. And a huge cost of that is the dog itself, and that's why we started donating dogs. And like I said, it's just been a huge passion of mine, and as a retired canine handler myself, I know what I'm looking for, I know what the dog needs to have to work on the street, and community relations stuff, like everything involved as far as the canine goes. So that's just kind of why I decided to drive over to Greenwood tonight, so I could talk about Emma a little bit.
That's the dog's name, Emma?
Her name's Emma. Yeah. Yeah, she came with that name. She's a good girl. She's a big German Shepherd. She's 6, so she's a little bit older. But both of her parents worked until they were 13 and 15 years old, so she's got a good lifespan of her, and I know that she's.
You physically have the dog right now?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I do not. No, and I had said before, and I will say it again, as far as Emma goes, when she's ready to retire, I will happily donate another dog to the department when the time comes. So whether that's a dual-purpose dog that they want or a single-purpose dog, I will happily do it again. I've donated dogs to Townsend PD, Department of Corrections, Newport PD, Milton Police Department, and then I can get into the security departments in Pennsylvania. I'm one of the #1 donators to PennVet Working Dog Center. Okay, and that's something you guys can look into if you want to. PennVet is huge on research as far as police canines, and we were big on 9/11 stuff.
Your website?
I have Facebook page and Instagram and TikTok. I actually don't have a Facebook page. My husband did that stuff. I'm not very good with the internet, so I'm learning.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to move to the approval of minutes. We'll start with the special meeting minutes, April 24th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Donnie, the second, third.
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Jones, you vote
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Jones? Yes. All in favor?
All right.
Town council meeting minutes, May 14th, 2025, so motion.
So made.
So motion by Mr. Massey, John seconds it. I vote down, I vote yes.
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 Yes. All in favor. Next, reading of correspondence. No. Okay. Next, we'll move to the police report. Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, member of councils. So you have my written report. I do have one correction in the written report on the final financials page. There was a error made on the final line of the financials, the VRE, which is listed. That money should not be notated on there. That is, the VRE is an OHS program. It's non-accessible money. It's reserved for reimbursements for the OHS VRE program. So that money is not available funds. That money is on reimbursement. So that shouldn't have been put in there. It was an error. As I discussed at the last council meeting, we had just received the funds for that. So that falls under the OHS category, just for clarification. I have really no verbal report. Everything that we had is in the packet. So that's all I have in regards to the written and the verbal. If you're ready, I can move on to the discussion of the canine program. So just to reiterate, I wanted to go over a couple things in regards to the K-9 program. Obviously, Katie was here tonight, took time out of her evening to come and just voice her stance on everything. So I do appreciate her coming here. Obviously, she's got her hands full with her kids here tonight, so that's great for her to go above and beyond from our department. So a little overview of the K-9. Upon inception of the K-9 program, I put together a work group consisting of myself, Town Manager Todd, Lieutenant Thomas, and Mr. Eichmann, the Police Administrator. The reason I did this, I wanted to strategize, gather ideas, and get financial insight. The work group had 2 meetings where ideas and opinions were gathered and options were discussed. To proceed with this program in the most cost-effective way and within financial capabilities of the town, grants were discussed and planned on utilizing the Discover Grant and possibly the Homeland Security Grant. As the Chief of Police, I accepted the ideas and opinions of the work group, but I had the daunting task of deciding which option would be most beneficial and cost-effective for the town. On Wednesday, May 14, 2025, I presented the overview of the K-9 program and its initial stages to the council. During the council meeting, an executive session was held pertaining to the K-9 program. As the Chief of Police, I was not included in this executive session to discuss the K-9 program or answer any questions. I have not been privy to the discussion that has occurred since. I was informed by Town Manager Todd via email on the 16th of May that certain decisions have been made. I found this to be odd since I wasn't present and was not present to provide the accurate information or afforded the opportunity to present the project with full details. I can read the email if you'd like with the parameters that were set forth by Town Manager Todd.
Yeah.
Okay. So I received this email on the 16th from Town Manager Todd. It says, good afternoon. The Town Council held executive session on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, and the following decisions were made pertaining to the K-9 program. The town will not accept ownership of the current dog housed at Corporal Tucker's home named Emma. If Corporal Tucker wishes to keep the dog and take ownership for herself, that is fine, but the town accepts no liability or ownership of the dog. The kennel purchased by the town from Tractor Supply and the dog house donated to the town from JBS Construction shall be returned to the town and stored in Public Works building for the future use of the K-9. The town supports the program with the purchase of a, in quotations, green dog after funds are raised to support the purchase with the dog, and all needed equipment. The town will not pay or accept liability for the veterinarian invoice for said dog that was submitted to the police department in the amount of $751.83. If you would like to proceed with the Green Dog program, please let me know and I will assist you with anything I can. And that was sent by Town Manager Todd. So since I wasn't afforded the opportunity to discuss the actual layout of the K-9 program itself, I wanted to do that now. The projected plan was laid out to utilize frozen Discover Grant funds and possibly Homeland Security Grant to assist in the cost of the equipment. Katie was here. Katie from her kennels graciously offered to donate a K-9 at no cost to the town. As she discussed earlier, the cost of purchasing K-9 can go from anywhere from $10,000 to $14,000 just for the dog. So her donating a dog can possibly save the town $10,000 to $14,000. Katie has been training dogs for approximately 15 years. She gave her whole overview, so I won't touch on it again. She gave pretty much her whole bio. Katie offered to donate K-9 Emma, who is a 6 to a 6.5-year-old German Shepherd. Emma is by definition a green dog. The definition meaning she has never received any certified training in bite or scent work, nor been employed by any previous police agency. So she is a green dog. Katie has had ownership of Emma since 2024. Through Katie's experience as a K-9 handler, she is confident Emma is fully capable of being an active service dog. The work group I created had concerns with the age of Emma. Due to these concerns, I reached out to a fellow chief who was a previous K-9 handler and also began a new K-9 program at a new department when he became the chief of police. He provided valuable insight as to the service expectancy of a K-9. He advised that he would have no concerns utilizing a dog of 6.5 years of age and that the service dogs have worked past 10 plus 12 years of service. Also with these concerns of Emma's age, Katie offered to replace Emma with another donated dog from the kennel upon the service retirement of Emma. Katie brought K-9 Emma to meet Corporal Tucker, who would be assigned as the handler to see if the two would be compatible. After a successful first introduction, a bonding period would need to be conducted to ensure both handler and K-9 bonded and would work well together. K-9 Emma was taken to an independent vet to have an examination completed. This is no different than a pre-hire health screening for a police officer to ensure the officer is fit for duty. Katie then signed over ownership of Emma. A kennel was purchased with donation funds and a doghouse was donated. On 5/27/2025, Town Manager Todd requested a financial reconciliation meeting. On the 29th of the same month, myself, Lieutenant Thomas, Mr. Eichman, the police administrator, met with Town Manager Todd, and during this meeting, it was discovered that there were financial discrepancies with the Discover Grant, Homeland Security Grant, and the Middale Grant. We have been working to reconcile these discrepancies, but other grant avenues and continued fundraising efforts will need to be explored to continue pursuit of the K-9 program. It is possible that Sussex County grant can be utilized, but the cost of purchasing a dog would greatly outweigh our available and accessible grants. So from the email I received from Town Manager Todd on the 16th of May, I was informed the council decided to not utilize K-9 Emma that had been donated by Katie and her kennels. If this was the council decision based on the information they had been provided at the time, I am now asking for council's direction on how to proceed with this program.
Chief, based on the information you just provided, would you be open? Is there a time where we can mull this over and put it on next July's agenda to meet with you and town manager and discuss this in open?
Absolutely.
Okay. I make a motion then that happen, or that goes on, I don't think.
Well,
or it goes on
before you
next
make the
month.
motion, can I just ask a question? Did you
Hold on, I
talk to him the
wasn't
next day
done.
after the?
Hold on, I wasn't done, I'm sorry.
That's why I want to stop before you made the motion, before you tabled it or anything, because I just wanted to
I'm not
ask.
going to table it, I promise. The other thing would be the motion that we reverse our decision, this council, that we made in the last meeting, and just, we're going to redo our decision at the next meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Ms. Todd, where you at, sir?
The next morning after the meeting, did you not come and speak to the chief personally?
I spoke to the chief and explained to him the vote that we had taken, and it didn't really get into a lot of detail, just, again, we were working with the fair information that we had.
Mhm.
The vote was what the vote was. He asked for the ability to come speak before us, that's why we're here now.
But I just wanted to clarify that he didn't get it just from me, he got it from you. That's all I was asking.
I spoke to him as well.
Yep.
And that's why we're here tonight, speaking on it again, because he asked for the ability to speak in front of
Absolutely.
everybody and defend his position. to which
Absolutely.
I figured out best choice.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So, Mr. Nelson, you want to be able to address this in July wholeheartedly after we've had a chance to go through all the information and everything?
Yes.
I make a second.
You made a second.
I made a second.
Okay.
Ms. Jones, how do you vote?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay, so that passes. So we'll look at this in the next agenda on July 1st. So the next one on the agenda, town manager report. Financial.
You have the financial report as requested by Mr. Donovan, that is in your packet. If you have any questions, let me know. And of course, once you pick up your package, you can email me when you have any questions ahead of time. I would like to suggest council approve a resolution to put the police admin under the chief instead of me. I don't have interactions daily with that person, and I don't delegate any job duties, and it's been discussed numerous times. So I would like to ask the town solicitor to see what we can do to make that change.
I think that's fantastic.
I would definitely.
Absolutely.
Do we need to talk to the solicitor for
I don't think we need to.
He has to draft a resolution. I've already spoke to him. He has to draft a resolution for it.
And how quickly can that be done?
It can be in time for the next meeting.
Now,
So everything underneath the chief admin, underneath the admin position is basically.
It was
Correct.
essentially the police department, that's
Correct.
Correct,
admin,
yep.
officers, chief, it's all
And
under.
the chief would be in charge of the hiring, the firing, the pay. all
Correct,
that.
everything, yep. These,
I have a question on the phone there.
we haven't got to that yet. This is the town manager's report, then we're gonna do the financial. That's after this one. CCR water report's completed. It's posted online around town, everywhere that it's supposed to be. Codification, the digital manuscript is in the final editorial and legal analysis, should be on schedule to be completed by July. Now we can talk about the financial part. But before you ask that, let me give this part, and then you can do your part. Fair enough? Okay. The grant updates, we received $10,863.16 for computer reimbursement. The police got 2, the town hall got 2. They're all installed. That project's complete. We're working on a grant to get a handicap swing for the playground that, like a child's wheelchair would fit in, so they could participate over at the playground. We received grant money to pave 3 streets, Hamilton, Dixie, and Draper. We're waiting for more bids to come in on those. In the packet, like I said, you have the profit and loss versus actual year-to-date. I would well, before I get to that, Mr. Nelson, at the last meeting, you stated you want to put spending on hold other than day-to-day costs. Can you be more specific to us what you want to freeze?
Yeah, it was public works projects is what we need frozen. But you had brought up the point that what if it was solely grant money?
Correct. Anything that's large is only grants.
Then, yeah, but the issue with that is any public works project that would take town funds, that's what I'm saying, has to freeze that.
Right,
until we
which,
get through the audit.
yeah, there shouldn't be any. So,
Okay.
Yep, I just wanted to get clarification on that.
Well, it's just, you know how projects can go, right, we only got 100.
Absolutely.
It goes to 120, and now that's the thing that I want us to consider.
Absolutely. Unless it's an emergency, you don't do anything without a grant. We can't, so. And another question, I don't know if this is for you, but now maybe not after what you just said. The scat dinners and everything, we don't have a budget line for that. And it's like the one coming up $65 a person. Do you want to continue that or do you want to freeze that?
My opinion, if we don't have the budget for anything else, we don't have the budget for that. As a council person, if I want to go, I'll be willing to pay my own way.
I'm fine with that.
I thought we were paying our own way.
No. The town's always paid it.
Okay.
We decided to go look
I feel like if we're gonna go and we're trying to save the town money, if you wanna get there bad enough, then you'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I would also recommend we have a financial workshop, if you would so be inclined, because there's a lot of things we need to iron out, possible budget amendments. And the CPA firm that did some of the other audits said they could attend that as well. And we have auditors who are going to be here all next week, so we would have more information to give you from that also. Chief also, I believe, has some budget items he would like to amend possibly, he had talked about. There's some things that were over or close to being over, such as legal. Year-to-date, the budget's $31,000, and we've spent $25,400, and we're at mid-year. So there's some of that we have to pursue after a particular property that's cost us over $15,000, but we'll go after that to be reimbursed. So I would say we need a budget or a financial workshop, but it's up to you guys if you want to do that or not.
Would you and Chief wanna get together and figure out after you guys get all your information laid out, present us, and said Chief got some stuff, you got some stuff? Let
Well,
us know when
yeah,
you-
he would do his stuff, and I
Yeah,
because we have
right.
two separate
Just
things.
let us know when you're both good, and then we'll schedule a date. It'll probably be after the July meeting, I would think.
I mean, how long does it take you guys to get that?
If you pick a date, I'll be ready. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Chief, how long do you think it would take you to get to
I think if we plan for after the July meeting and had the workshop, I think that would be feasible. Yeah,
Sufficient enough.
yeah.
The following Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we'll set that special meeting up, what you did.
The regular council meeting is the 9th. You want to do July 16th?
Yeah, the Wednesday.
Yeah, 16th.
Yeah, the Wednesday after that.
Councilwoman Jones, so you'll submit a request for that? And you want to do it here at Town Hall, 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30, town hall, and then,
Mr. Donovan?
Sure.
Yep, go for it.
You don't realize it.
I got the finance report and I'm looking at it, and it's saying bottom, it says net income is $192,252.87. Okay. My question is, you ready?
I'm ready.
My question is, Carolyn, are these folks working for free?
What, folks?
Employees, because there's nothing under employee. We've got $171,000 of budget, but we're not sure what any employee was paid. So that being the case, when you add that column line with nothing there, you've got 196. If you take away the pay, if it is 172,000, we only end up with 22,000.
The payroll for us is on 5170 general government staff.
5170.
And then the police, there's police overtime, police officer regular.
So, it's on 51 what? I'm sorry.
5170.
General government staff, we paid 73,000, right?
Correct.
But it doesn't show here that it was paid. The one column line shows what you paid, correct? And the
Yes.
next column line shows what you budgeted, correct?
Yes.
So if you take column one, which doesn't show the monies for general, it shows it under the budget at 70-some thousand, but it doesn't show it over where it was deducted.
And-
Everybody's missing something.
Nope, and keep in mind, you combined the budget this year, so some of these lines aren't separated.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no indication of the dollars that were spent for any, that column line one tells you what you spent, okay? If you look at that column line, when you get down to even your government, there's no figures there. You know what I mean? It's fine.
You mean where it says January-May, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. It doesn't show figures there, so doesn't that throw your bottom line off because there's no figures in the expenditure line that you paid the money? So when you add up all the expenditure and then you add all the income and we make the deduction, those dollars for government staffing won't be reflected in column one.
I will take a look at that and get back to you. How about
I
that?
would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I can barely see it. Is there a-
That's all. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're not making a motion on spending on staff.
What's that?
Motion for spending on staff. So we can make a motion.
We need to do that as a
If you want to make that official, you have to do a
I
motion.
make a motion that any staff dinner that any council members attend is not to be paid by the town, is to be paid by the council member themselves.
I second.
You vote that, you vote
Yes.
yes. Yeah, I vote yes, yes. Mr. Donovan? Yes. Yes.
What about staff? Just to clarify, because it's always paid for everybody, so what about staff?
Staff as well. So, yeah, staff.
Pays their own?
Pays their own as well, everybody pays their own, anybody wants to do that, yes. So that's the town manager report?
That's all I got.
Any other questions for the town manager? Old business, we have none. So we're gonna skip the new business. We have an event update, right, Kelly Moore?
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm alive. How are you?
About as good as it's gonna get, right? All right, we're coming up on to our second Greenwood Market of the year. It will be the 21st of June. Across here in the lot, just like last month, we are over full. We're working our way through our wait list in case, a vendor or two has something come up. So looking forward to that one. We'll have 25 plus vendors. And I think we have 18 vendors scheduled for this particular event. We will also be doing the photo contest again. We'll have a little photo spot set up. I don't remember what June is. Hold on, bear with me.
June's gift or donation was for Wayback Burger. So that will be the prize for the winner of that drawing.
Here for the next month. There's one each month.
We are starting to accept applications for vendors for Greenwood Day, which will be the third Saturday in September, with the rain date of Sunday. We've got 3 musical events that day. And if we have any local fundraising companies, I guess Little Leagues, football, those kind of things that would like to be able to raise a little bit of money, we're hoping to maybe put together a little carnival over there at the VFW. So if any of those are interested, please reach out to Greenwood Town Events.
Say like a dumping booth or something like that, maybe they can set up and, or is it just at their?
We've got a couple different ideas for carnival style games. A dumping booth would be a cost, we would need to figure out how to offset that.
Just as an example.
Can they reach you through the Facebook page?
No, I have some different vendors. I'm sorry.
How do they reach you specifically? Do you bring it to?
The Greenwood Town Events email. Yep, it's just greenwoodtownevents@gmail.com.
Okay.
Goes straight to several of our volunteers to be able to answer any questions, be able to send you the vendor registration forms. That's where our information comes to.
Any questions? Okay. Tax ditch and town ditch maintenance.
There you go, Jim. We do listen. At the last council meeting, there was public comment, and I kind of, we have a big tax ditch that runs through town. Lady, her first name was Pam, and then like the last name down the well. Thank you. Was that taken care of? Was that ditch cleaned out?
We can't clean it out.
It's part of the.
Sussex Conservation has to clean
Okay,
it.
they have to do it. Thank you.
Yep.
I was just trying
Sure.
to get the info and
Sure.
don't normally ask
Yeah,
questions.
we had a meeting at the VFW with Sussex Conservation
Okay.
maybe 6 months ago, and they explained it all.
All right.
But Representative Jesse Vanderwin has paid for them to clean one prong of it, so
Okay.
it should be done soon.
All right, it was just
Yep.
curiosity, so yes.
Sure.
When
We know
questions get
there's
asked.
something you sign up for where they'll pay maybe 70% of your bill and so on. Is this a legitimate tax ditch?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't remember what it's called, matching grant, there's things. So are you dealing with Wes Allen?
Yes, Wes is
Okay.
our guy. He's the one that came and held the meeting at the
Just a
VFW.
suggestion.
Absolutely.
On my tax ditches, I have Wes do an analysis for me. He'll go look at it. He'll come back with all kinds of quotes because he would like soil conservation to do the work. But he'll also fill out all the forms for the grant money.
Mhm.
So-
There's actually, outside of town, the Nanacoke, I think it is, where it goes to, they're working on a RPA, that might not be the right letters. They have to fix that before our ditches will flow, because otherwise it has nowhere to go.
Right.
So,
But thank you, that's what it was.
Thank you.
Trying to catch up.
Next on the agenda, town solicitor and attorney correspondence.
Originally, when I asked this to be put on the agenda in the past, the idea was this, that council members used to get copies of the emails the town solicitor had provided, but I would like more time to think about this. The town has changed in certain ways since the last time I was on council, so I'd like to table it.
actually, Brandon spoke to the solicitor about it yesterday. He could answer that for you if you would
Not
like.
completely. He didn't give me a complete definition on why we can't help each other. We're going to table that.
And what did he tell you?
He pretty much, well, let him tell you. We'll go with that. He pretty much said that it was conflict of interest if you shared that information.
And he said confidentiality privilege.
But it's not
He said you,
confidential.
no, I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah, I know.
When we had our talk, we had a conference call with him yesterday. And he
Okay.
said due to confidentiality privileges, you couldn't just distribute attorney emails from solicitors and things.
A lot of redaction and all that kind of stuff.
Just since I was not privy to this conversation, again, he'll have to answer it, because I would just say I find it strange. He answers the mayor and council, and if there's, say something about the town, building projects, something of that nature, why would it be redacted? I've never seen that before. I'm just saying, I'm not asking him
Right.
to answer.
Yeah,
that.
I don't have the answer.
Like,
That does-
I'll
yeah, I
just
don't-
say that
yeah, I
doesn't
don't
make a
have
lot
it.
of sense sitting from here, so it's like, okay, what am I missing?
I agree with Mr. Nelson, I don't quite understand, so I guess we'll have to.
That's why I said that.
We're just going to schedule, see if Mr. Sharp can slide in.
We'll
for
table
whatever.
it to next year. We'll
I
table
don't
it to-
understand either, because I got right here, it says Mayor and Town Council, Town of Greenwood, from Mr. Sharp, confidential attorney-client, memorandum, so how do we get this if we,
You requested that,
he
but we can't distribute that. You guys got
I'm the
that.
only one that's got it?
No, I said, you
No.
guys got it. You,
That's what he was asking, that. we-
well, right, well, we didn't know exactly what Mr. Nelson was gonna talk about tonight, so when we had him on a conference call yesterday, we just threw out there what Brandon thought it was gonna be, and he gave just a generic answer that you can't just share it. But again, that's all we got.
This week, you can try.
Yeah.
Making a motion?
Yes.
Did he make a motion? I'll second.
Second motion, table it to next time. Yeah. We'll vote down. Ms. Jones, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All in favor, aye. Alright, town audits from year 2021 to 2024.
Final part, I do have to talk a little about this one. All right, so in our May 2025 meeting, PKS, our auditing firm, came in and gave us a report. In that meeting, I brought up that, this is something that should be priority for the town, because obviously not having years 21, 22, 23, and 24 audited are more than just a minor issue. Title 22 of Delaware State Code, Municipalities, Section 509 states in pertinent part, every authority shall have at least an annual examination of its books, accounts, and records by a certified public accountant. State law requires that we do this. Section 23 of our town charter says the annual audit. It's again, another function that we actually do. And under Section 19G, the town manager, that's under town manager shall, under 6 and Section K, those sections, as the chief financial officer, is essentially what it's getting at, and administrative officer of the town. This is basically one of the major functions of the town manager. So what this council member is proposing to mayor and council, the town manager will engage with PKS, our accounting firm, immediately for an RFP, and by next council meeting, meaning the June 2025 meeting, the town manager will provide in writing the following: copy of the RFP with PKS to complete years 21, 22, 23, 24. The RFP must include a provision that an audit report be submitted to the mayor of Greenwood monthly. PKS representatives are requested to be here at the July's meeting, so mayor and council can provide questions and direction for the outstanding audit years as we make a decision on the RFP itself. Another thing that is needed, again, in writing, a timeline from the town manager with a projected completion date for each of the audit years, or the 4 years to still be audited. PKS stated that at the May 2025 meeting, 8 weeks for a clean audit. I would say that might be a lot. I understand that the town manager has other duties, so what I would ask is a reasonable amount of time, like something 8 weeks if that's too short, and we will review that as mayor and council and decide to change it, add to it, or something of that nature. But I will definitely say an audit year shouldn't take hundreds of hours and over $40,000 to complete. I understand there were things in the past, but that was a bit out of the normal from what I've done then with audits, not just here at the town. That's what I have on my list. I'd like to open it to the floor to mayor and council if there's anything that they would like to add.
Why monthly and not quarterly? I mean, we've got two staff here, that Carolyn and Janet, until we get somebody, like, would you be willing to do these quarterly? Because you said you want a monthly report, would you be all right?
PKS would do the report.
They're gonna do the report for us? Okay.
Yeah, PKS would do the report submitted to the
You
mayor.
kind of rolled through it and I lost a little bit.
Sorry about that. I can go back through it.
No,
Okay.
we'll work through a little bit of time, so you're saying PKS will do that, and then you're asking her to provide you with somewhat of a reasonable, hey, guesstimate as to when you're thinking this is gonna be done.
Yeah, in writing, yes.
Okay.
This is the mapped out, here's the RFP. The provision will actually, I know PKS will end up doing that, but that's just directing them to do it. asking the representatives to be here, and then the timeline. I believe I could knock out the audit years at this level.
So that would be MISDOT communicating with the accounting firm, hey, we need a reasonable timeline so I can put something in writing.
So her communicating with us, this is the timeline I believe I can do it on.
Okay.
Is what I'm asking, is because her schedule, PKS could sometimes just be sitting there, you know, like, hey, we're waiting on a document. What is the timeline the town manager believes needs to be done? Because this affects almost everything we're trying to do in the town. And even if it was, say we did it at 10 weeks, you know, we're sitting at, what, almost the end of next year.
10 weeks per year.
Yeah. So, like, this isn't something that should be, we can't let this keep going.
No, so we were trying to get, when they came in here last month, and they gave us the estimate of 8 weeks per year, and we were trying, it was like 32 weeks.
Exactly.
You gotta allow little rooms to say 40, so you're.
Yeah, there's vacations, people get sick, you know, like, I get that.
But as long as council's updated and given a timeline, I want to shoot that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, like, what could be the timeline to do this on? Like, something, not just, hey, we'll get to it, like, no, what's the timeline? You know, it's like, okay, mayor and council agree that's reasonable, you know, when PKS, and it's like, okay, let's get on it.
So is that a motion?
Do I get to speak or no?
I'd love to hear what you guys say.
Oh, he said he was talking to mayor and council. I want to make sure you guys were done. Oh.
Well, I didn't know if they had anything else.
No, I didn't want to talk to you guys till you guys were done. The audits were being done every year. When we lost the previous town manager, some things surfaced. We had to go backwards and do some different audits, first of all. Second of all, Brandon just signed, when did you sign that document? 2 weeks ago? To go ahead and engage them to start 2021, and all. Brandon's already signed all that. They are going to be on site at Town Hall Monday. They will be here all next week working on things. I have a list of things to pull for them. I've already pulled some of those for them. So everything is transpiring, and Brandon is kept in the loop of all of that. I don't have a time frame. When they get here next week, I may know more. She's hoping to get, rolling with everything when she gets here. But like I said, the audits were being done yearly, but we had to, and there's still some things we have to clear up that are not correct.
So by our next council meeting, we should be able to address everything Mr. Nelson said.
Absolutely.
You have somewhat of ability to get a time, because you'll have auditors in here, you'll be able to speak.
Yeah, I'll ask.
I would think by next meeting, we would have somewhat of a timeline set.
And I can have Erica come to the next meeting. I mean, just keep in mind, we're paying, I'm good with her coming, just keep in mind we have to pay her every time she comes. But like I said, they'll be here in person all next week. Ashley's in the hospital.
I mean, talking about the other audit, I mean, I think 4 years is extremely long time to find whatever we need to know. I mean, it's just me. I mean, it took 4 years to do an audit. I mean, my God, what we have to go on, it took 4 years to get it.
Well, you were here when the other auditor deleted the 35 pages of stuff, so there's been a lot of cleanup to
So
go.
what did Mr. Wigglesworth do?
He did put everything back in, that he's the one coming to the next meeting.
So if he put it back in, well, then it shouldn't have took these people as long to do it if he put it back in, because they didn't have anything to do, because he put in what was taken out.
And it took him probably 6-7 months at least to do that. And I don't know where the 45,000 is coming from, but the bills on my desk, it's 15,000, which is what the RFP was that you signed.
But the other deal was, with him, putting it back in, they should have spent 400 hours to look for something he already put back in there. I'm just saying, I'm the one to go through the, extreme amount of years as well.
And trust me, I would like it done well because everything will be done. Everything. And there won't be any more accusatory things, or we're missing this, or everything will be a clean slate.
So by July meeting, we should have a good timeline laid out.
Yeah, I'll like I said, when the ladies are here next week, I'll know something.
So we should have a timeline submitted by next council session as well. That's what we'd like from Ms. Todd.
That's what I'm at, yeah, so that's for, and he said, he's making a motion, it's right out here, so that's.
So what was the motion?
Right.
Everything I just read, well, I'll read it again.
If you would like to read it again, you
I
have
can
that.
read it again, all right. The town manager will engage with PKS immediately, which just sounds like there has been some start,
Correct.
for an RFP or RFPs. And by the next council meeting, July 2025, the town manager will provide in writing to mayor and council the RFP with PKS to complete years 21, 22, 23, and 24. The RFPs must include a provision that an audit report be submitted to the mayor of Greenwood monthly. PKS representatives should be present or need to be present at the July 2025 council meeting for questions and direction, on the outstanding audit years by mayor and council. And the town manager will provide in writing a timeline with a projected completion date for each of the audit years that are outstanding.
I have a question. Not only the mayor, should the town manager get a copy of that too, so she knows where she stands?
You will disseminate it to everybody,
Okay.
is what it will be. That didn't quite clarify, but sorry.
So do you want me to remove myself as the contact for the audit and just everything goes to
No,
Brandon?
You are still, because you're the chief financial officer, if they ask for records, they will just a monthly report, hey, here's where we're at on the audit.
Okay.
That's what they're providing to him. No, Janet, you are definitely still. the
I'm just
contact.
getting clarification. And
Broadcast.
the first thing you listed is already done, because you did go online and sign it, right, Brandon?
But it's out of the start.
Yeah, he has engaged them for the remainders of the years. Brandon signed it.
Okay,
So
that's,
that-
again,
that's
comes-
done.
The written stuff comes to council then, that we all see that.
I second that motion. Mr. Jones, have you vote?
Do the motion, make the motion.
Dan started off the motion, and I second.
Yes.
Yes. Next one, discussion of employee handbook, job descriptions, policies, and procedures. I'd like to know if you make a motion to table this. Get more discussion on what we're actually looking at. Second.
I mean, we tabled it, I couldn't hear what you said.
We're just gonna table it to the next meeting, the handbook.
Okay.
We're just gonna table it till we can have more.
I didn't have any changes and Chief didn't either, so.
We're just gonna table that and talk about it.
Wait a minute, Carolyn has a question.
A question on the motion.
Yes.
The question on the motion is, Mr. Massey is the one that made the suggestion or the motion for whichever one. That we would have several different communities in terms of, what these people do. I'm just seeing one. If we had more, like Norfolk and Harrington and Ridgeville.
Who you talking
Because he said that he wanted to go to several different towns and have different, so we could make comparisons.
Like at least probably 3 different scenarios.
Yeah, I have them.
Okay.
It's a huge, I don't know what the chief has, you'll have to ask him. I only have
Well, if we
this
can
side.
provide all that information to all council, that way we got more things to look over between.
Do you want additional police department things too, from other towns? If so, you have to let chief know, because I don't.
Chief is,
So the thing with police departments, most of them, Chief, you can correct me if I'm wrong, most of them run like similar, don't you? Like your rankings, your duties and all that stuff.
All police departments operate on a paramilitary basis.
Right.
We don't need.
That's the
we
word.
don't need to.
Just,
Are your SSTs up to date?
That's the word I'm
That's
looking
what
for.
I
That's
need.
the exact phrase I was looking for. I just couldn't think of it.
So chief, we're fine with anything from chief. We're just like more information.
You make the motion, been second.
You second,
so your tables and your table and policy procedure and everything.
We also like more information on other towns.
I would make a suggestion, because that's quite a bit of discussion. We've moved a few things to this July meeting already. I would suggest let this move to a special meeting, because then it can just be handled in and of itself, real cut and dry.
I know, every time we have a special meeting, more things come to special meeting.
Well, then this one just needs to be like, this is it.
Yeah, why don't we just suck it up? Well, I don't think it'll be just be done when you talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, we can put handbooks, man. I think we should table it, and maybe looking at segregating it, separating it down.
That's just dragging it out too, like,
That's a lot.
let's just, nope, second, or I vote yes, let's just handle it in July and be done with it.
We can start meeting.
We started.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I don't want to do a special meeting, I'll just say it right now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
There's too many special meetings.
Yeah,
We're not that
we'll
special.
go for July.
Okay, so I'll make a motion, you say, we're tabling this until July.
Till July meeting, second.
Second that, Ms. Jones? Want to vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I vote yes, yes. Next one, council member comments. Do we have any comments?
I appreciate everybody's patience, I appreciate everybody being cordial this evening, I appreciate everybody speaking what they had to say, because they don't always go that smooth, and it seems to go fairly smooth. Thank you, like, sincerely.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I vote, we're voting on the motion, Ms. Jones, are you voting?
Yes.
Yes.
I vote yes, Ms. Johnson, yes, Mr. Nelson, yes. Motion to adjourn.
You should have been, you wanted to.